Welcome on Gamme TV. Please subscribe, like, share and comment. This video is dedicated to the most famous Greeks and personalities that have left their mark in various domains: philosophy, arts, war strategy, literature, science and politics. Here is a list of 10 of them. Greece. Officially the Hellenic Republic, is a country in Southeast Europe. It is situated on the southern tip of the Balkans and is located on the crossroads of Europe, Asia and Africa. Greece shares land borders with Albania to the northwest, North Macedonia and Bulgaria to the north, and Turkey to the northeast. The Aegean Sea lies to the east of mainland, the Ionian Sea to the west, and the Sea of Crete and the Mediterranean Sea to the south. Greece has the longest coastline on the Mediterranean basin, featuring thousands of islands. The country consists of 9 traditional geographic regions and has a population of approximately 10.4 million. Athens is the nation's capital and largest city, followed by Thessaloniki and Patras. Greece is considered the cradle of Western civilization, being the birthplace of democracy, Western philosophy, Western literature, historiography, political science, major scientific and mathematical principles, theater, and the Olympic Games. Alexander the Great. Alexander III of Macedon, commonly known as Alexander the Great, was the king of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedon. He succeeded his father Philip II to the throne in 336 BC at the age of 20 and spent most of his ruling years conducting a lengthy military campaign throughout Western Asia and Egypt. By the age of 30, he had created one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece to northwestern India. He was undefeated in battle and is widely considered to be one of history's greatest and most successful military commanders. Leonidas, the legendary king of Sparta. Leonidas, the legendary king of Sparta, is world famous for his act of self-sacrifice. When he and his 300 Spartan soldiers died in the Battle of Thermopylae to protect the rest of Greece from the Persian invasion in 480 BC. Today, the statue of Leonidas lies at the site of Thermopylae to commemorate this special event. The tomb of the king is found in Sparta, his homeland, where he was honored as a god till the Roman times. Philip II of Macedon was the king of the ancient kingdom of Macedonia from 359 BC until his death 336 BC. He was a member of the Algid dynasty, founders of the ancient kingdom and the father of Alexander the Great. The rise of Macedon, its conquest and political consolidation of most classical Greece during his reign was achieved by his reformation of the army, his extensive use of siege engines, and his use of effective diplomacy and marriage alliances. After defeating the Greek city-states of Athens and Thebes at the Battle of Chaianoria in 338 BC, Philip II led the effort to establish a federation of Greek states known as the League of Corinth, with him as the elected hegemon and commander-in-chief of Greece for a planned invasion of the Achaemenid Empire of Persia. However, his assassination by a loyal bodyguard, Pausanias of Orestes, led to the immediate succession of his son Alexander, who would go to invade the Achaemenid Empire in his father's stead. Socrates, the enigmatic philosopher. Socrates is considered today as the founder of Western philosophy. His notions of ethics, virtue, and truth passes through centuries. Although we have no manuscripts of Socrates himself, his life and ideology are vividly presented in the works of Plato and Xenophon, his direct students, while some accounts are also found in Aristotle and Aristophanes. Socrates believed that the real truth is hidden in every man, and all he has to do is discover it. Because of his philosophical teachings, he was accused of corrupting the youth and was sentenced to death by the Athenian politician. He died in prison drinking poison. Plato, the metaphysic philosopher. Plato, born in 428 and died in 358 BC, is one of the 3 most famous Athenian philosophers. Student of Socrates and teacher of Aristotle, Plato is the most vague of the classical thinkers. His theories are much innovative for his time. Plato introduced a new political system where philosophers are the holders of the real truth and knowledge, would rule, an opponent of democracy. Plato thinks that ruling estates must not be based on persuasion but on wisdom. Giving his theories a metaphysical aspect, Plato believed that 2 parallel worlds exist, the real world and the world we live in, which is a reflection of the real world. Aristotle, the philosopher of reason. Aristotle, student of Socrates and Plato, is the 3rd famous philosopher of the Greek antiquity. He studied in the Academy of Plato, the first university of the world. When Plato died, he went to teach the son of King Philip of Macedon, Alexander the Great. On his return to Athens, he founded a Lyceum, a school of philosophy and other sciences. Although only 1/3 of his work survives today, it can be seen that he studied almost all sciences known in the ancient times. His philosophical notions survived for centuries and influenced a lot of Western culture. Pericles, the inspired statesman. Pericles, born in 495 and died in 429 BC, was the man who led Athens to its glory. An inspired politician, a brave general, and a persuasive orator. Pericles led his hometown to the top scale. It was under his guidance that Athens became the greatest naval power all over the Greece, that the Acropolis was built, and that culture was developed. Born in 495 BC, he took part in many battles and remained leader of the 40 years. After his death, Athens lost his power and never managed to recover from his loss. Solon, the Athenian lawmaker. Solon, born in 638 and died in 558 BC, was an Athenian politician, lawmaker, and poet. He came into power in a time when the society of Athens was facing serious social problems, and his reforms were crucial for the creation of a new governmental system that would make the fate of the town democracy. He actually gave political rights to common citizens, not only the noblemen, and enforced trade as the main economic source of the town. Although his political measures lasted for short, Solon had already set the ground for the development of the town, which came with Pericles about half a century later. Hippocrates, the physician. Hippocrates, born 460 and died in 277 BC, is the most famous physician of ancient Greece. Developing very innovative theories and practices for his time, he combined medical observation and philosophy to cure illness. Hippocrates believed that the human body has the power to heal itself. He said that all is a matter of balance between the four elements of the body: blood, black bile, yellow bile, and phlegm. People get ill in case this balance is interrupted. To restore this balance, he didn't use drugs except for natural extracts and soothing balms. Archimedes, the mathematician. Archimedes, born in 297 and died in 212 BC, is famous as the greatest mathematician, engineer, inventor, and astronomer of the ancient world, a Leonardo da Vinci of his times. He was born in Greek colony of Syracuse in modern Italy. We didn't know much about his life and probably wasn't that famous in his era. However, when his manuscripts were found and translated in the medieval time, he attracted the attention of many scientists. His most famous theory is the principle of Archimedes, the center of hydrostatics, according to which when an object is immersed in liquid, the amount of liquid displaced is equal to the volume of that object. Archimedes is also famous for measuring the circle. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe and like. I know there are many other important historical figures that were not on the list. If you know some of them, you can write them in the comment section. Thank you.